It's bad enough to be wrongly accused of committing one offense, so imagine the frustration of being wrongly accused of almost 24 times. Now, that's what happened to a Santa Barbara woman when she had nowhere else to turn. Friends suggested she call the NewsChannel 3 Tipline for help.
So I want to know how they got my name and address. I mean, I opened them and looked at them and thought, something's wrong, but I didn't worry about it. I just sort of put them aside.
Caitlin Rockman is talking about these.
Yeah, they keep coming.
Fastrak toll evasion notices.
Sometimes 3 or 4 of them at once.
They're all from the Bay Area and include a $6 toll plus a $25 penalty and can go much higher with late fees.
Fastrak is by far the easiest and preferred way to pay tolls.
She called Fastrak expecting to clear it up.
The first 2 people that I spoke with really brushed me off very quickly. They said, there's nothing we can do. This is the information we have. We're doing what we always do.
Caitlin says Fastrak agreed to erase 4 violations, but they kept coming. 20 more. 20 between July and mid-December. She even called the DMV.
They confirmed that there wasn't a Mercedes that had ever been registered to my name, so they didn't know what it was about, but they didn't know what to do. They had no suggestions.
Turns out the offender's car is a newer black Mercedes-Benz. Caitlin drives a Honda. And we wondered if the license plates were similar.
No, very different number, completely different number.
I started by logging into Fastrak's website and typing in each violation number. Then I looked over all the details, including the plaza where the violation occurred and the time. For example, SMH indicates it's the San Mateo Hayward Plaza. And this one happened at 12:43 a.m. Here's another one at 3:27 in the morning. I also looked at the photos posted for each violation. Now, the first thing I noticed, the letters and the numbers on the offender's license plate just didn't look right. I eventually figured out it's one of the new temporary paper plates. Then I looked for violations that occurred during the day, hoping to see something identifiable on that Mercedes-Benz and maybe see the driver. And what do you know? I found one that shows a man behind the wheel. Now, you can't see his face, but it's clearly not Caitlin. I also found one that showed the license plate frame with the word CalStar and Glendale at the top. I searched online, and it's a Mercedes-Benz dealership near Los Angeles.
I'm also curious to know why Fastrak didn't notice that discrepancy. Frustrating because it was taking a lot of time to make these phone calls, and it was stressful.
I took all that information I found and I gave it to Fastrak officials and DMV investigators. Within a week, all 20 outstanding violations against Caitlin were dismissed. She received a letter confirming it, and Fastrak apologized.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that you investigated and found out what was going on and got them to listen to you in a way that I hadn't managed to get them to listen to me, basically saying that this had nothing to do with me, actually.
Add it up, and we probably saved Caitlin about $1,500. And you're probably wondering, how did Caitlin end up with all these violations? Well, that's what we would like to know. There is no obvious connection. I've called Fastrak DMV officials numerous times trying to get answers. Apparently, they just do not want to talk about it. It's possible there was a mix-up in paperwork when Caitlin bought her Honda, and there have been issues with those temporary paper license plates, but those are just guesses at this point. Fastrak officials have not explained why they didn't do more to resolve this issue before I got involved. They did say at one point the driver who is responsible for all of these violations will have to pay them. If you have a problem and need help, call our tip line. The number is 805-882-3903.